Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Mission Accomplished. I am Kyle Mish. This is the one show where you get combat sports meeting combat vets. Let's go straight to my first guest. Matter of fact, before I go to my first guest, I just got to say this is the first time I've gone completely international with my show. I got an English boxer followed by a Canadian MMA fighter coming on. So we'll start with Tyler Goodjohn, followed by Logan Weaver. Let's just bring the man on himself. Here he is. Mr. Tyler Goodjohn, how are you, sir?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good. I'm excited to talk to you, man. You're making some waves over here in the United States lately, and I really like it, man.
Trying my best.
Yeah. How is Las Vegas treating you right now?
Yeah, Las Vegas is. I like it. I like it a lot over here. I like the energy over here. I like it a lot. I feel very comfortable here. Like I said, I've been here for a couple of months now, and literally, even after a couple of days, I felt comfortable here. You know.
Now, so you started off as a professional gloved boxer back in England, right?
Yeah.
And after a 13-5 career with your gloves on, you decided to go bare knuckle. What was it that made you decide to shed the gloves? And
to be honest, I had about a 7-year career, I think it was, as a professional glove boxer. I fought in some massive fights, won English title, fought for the WBC International and that. But it's just, I don't know, there's just something about boxing that, in my opinion, I just think it's just going down. It's too much of a show, and I just got caught up in it. It just wasn't what I thought it was, and then eventually, I was half thinking about retiring anyway. But I'd done a podcast like this, and I spoke about how I made weight for one of my fights, because I used to make 140 as a pro glove boxer, and I mean it was mental, it was horrific. But I used obviously saunas, soul baths, and all stuff like that. Spoke on a podcast about it, and then got banned from boxing, so I couldn't go back anyway.
so you got banned for stuff that you said on the podcast?
Yeah.
Jesus, man. So much for having a voice.
Well, yeah, and it just, you know what? It was just, I got a letter through the post about a week later. They said if I wanted to try and go and get my license, I had to take a solicitor, a lawyer, over to in front of the board. And I went, do you know what? After all the fight of the nights that I put them through, do you know what I mean? On big cards, being on TV, obviously all the money they had to be disposed of like that after 7 years of grafting. It was hard at the time, but like now when I look back at it, I just laughed. You know what I mean? It's just, but it's one of them.
You had really good success though, and
yeah.
now you're making your way into the bare knuckle world. You were what, 3-0 in England before you came over here?
Yeah.
Now, what do you? So you made your debut at BKFC 15 against Charles Felony Bennett.
Yeah.
A lot of people had criticism of your performance. Now, if they had seen your past performances, they could tell that you fought a little different. What was the reason? Was there a big change in how you approached that fight?
I think to be honest, there was loads of different factors. I've had this argument. I mean, I don't really care what anyone thinks. At the end of the day, I come over here. I've just spent 10 weeks without any trainer, any team around me. I had Christine Ferrer, one of the bare knuckle UFC fighters. She looked after me, got me sparring, everything she could do. But in terms of my trainers back in the UK, my team's back in the UK, I come out here on my own, living out of hotels, just doing the training that doing sparring and stuff like that. I caught COVID about 2.5 weeks out from the fight. Literally was training to sweat out of it in my own hotel to make sure I could fight, and then I went and fought. So I think in hindsight, it was a pretty good performance, to be fair. I just sort of went in there, I just played a bout of him. I took a couple of shots that I probably shouldn't have, and I wouldn't have with a proper camp behind me and with my trainer being there. But And as well, I had 16 months out. I ain't fought for 16 months. Do you know what I mean? So, you can do all the sparring in the world, but nothing's going to get you prepared for a bare knuckle fight like a bare knuckle fight. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And in front of a crowd, in front with all the pressure that was on me, obviously coming over from England anyway. Honestly, I don't know many people who could have done what I done. What come over here and done it with nobody, with all this pressure on my shoulders, fighting. Let's be fair about it. This Charles Bennett, he openly said that he didn't train at all for the Bedford fight, and there was nothing between him and Bedford until he busted his hands up. There was nothing. He dropped Bedford. He's a good fighter. He's had like 73 pro fights. He's a very experienced veteran, and he was fully trained for my fight. He come into my fight and said he proper trained for it, so he was prepared. So actually, it was probably quite a good win. A felony Bennett, fully fit against these other fighters, Bedford and all the others. I think he beats them, to be fair. Like, his experience in that, he's a wily old fox, do you know what I mean? So he didn't want to fight, he didn't want to engage, and I wanted to entertain. It's just a mixture of factors, really.
Yeah, and you know what? If you look at the stats during that fight, you were the much more precise fighter. You struck at a much higher rate. Yeah. You were actually pressuring him most of the fight. You were pushing him all around the ring. And like, if the people that look at the damage obviously never seen you fight before, because
completely.
Like this guy.
Yeah, I step in the ring and I cut. Do you know what I mean? That is, and I'm used to it, so it doesn't bother me at all in a fight. When I see my own blood, it just spurs me on, and to be honest, it happens so much. I'm just unfortunately one of them people who just marks up. Do you know what I mean? So if you're counting a fight on how marked up someone is, that's like saying, right, I throw a brick at someone and that does loads of facial damage, but then they kick my ass, smacks me. Does that mean I've won the fight? No, it means I got smashed to bits, but he's got a lot of facial damage. Are you
an MMA fan? Are you familiar with the Diaz brothers, Nick and Nate Diaz?
Yeah. So I mean, I haven't. Coming from a purely boxing background, I haven't watched loads of MMA, but I watched them, and I'm trying to watch more because I since being with Mark Godbeer and training out, obviously coming from the UFC, I've watched more UFC and trying to learn more about it, and I have so much respect for it. It's a good sport. It's good.
Yeah. Nick's famous for saying, like, he gets marked up every fight. He cuts easy. He bleeds a lot. Yeah. But if you cut me up and make me bleed for 2 rounds of a 3-round fight, but then I beat the fucking shit out of you for the entire 3rd round, how do you win the fight? You know what I mean? Well, it shouldn't be judged on damage.
Yeah, look at the fight with Conor McGregor. He was marked up to fuck, but he beat Conor McGregor's ass that first fight. Like I say, I don't really listen to what anyone's got to say, because all that matters is what goes up in there. And like I say, I'm mentally, I know I can beat anyone in bare knuckle.
Yeah. Do you have some opponents already lined up or somebody in mind? We got somebody in the comment section here that wants to fight you. You're like the most wanted man in the business right now. Everybody wants to fight.
Who's in the comments?
We got Brandon Lambert in the comments saying that you fight small dudes.
Who? This geezer, right? This geezer's like been trying to suck my dick, right, for months and months. See me in Miami, See me in Miami, fanboy to fuck, right? Come up to me, trying to get a cuddle off me, wanted photos with me. Honestly, I thought he was going to get down on his knees and start sucking my cock. It was that embarrassing, right? And now he's on here giving it and all this, mate. He's not even had a bare knuckle fight. You're embarrassing. You've got green hair. You're a prick, mate. Fuck off.
Okay. All right. Let's let that marinate for him. Let's see what he has to say on that. We got Artem Lobov recently chirping once again.
Yeah, that's
talking about the Brit. So what do you got to? What do you say to him?
That's the fight. That is the fight. Artem Lobov. I will make mincemeat of that mother. I'm telling you, he's made for me. He comes to fight. Look, I respect the guy. He's tough. He comes to fight, but I'm telling you now, he comes to fight with me, he's going to get carried out.
Yeah, I'd love to see that one. That one is a good one. Another one is Jason Knight. When the night you fought against Felony, Knight was on the commentary booth, and he had a lot to say about you. You know, saying if he approaches me with his hands down like that, it's going to be quick, easy work for me. That's another one that I think would be a nice little scrap for you, Jason Knight.
Yeah. Again, I respect Jason. He's a cool guy. Everything else, if he thinks that, come and prove it. Because, like I said, let's face it, that camp was. I don't want to be disrespectful to the people that helped me in my camp and everything else. I don't, because everyone done all they could to help me. But let's face it was probably the worst camp I've had in my combat career. Do you know what I mean? Because my trainer wasn't there. I was living in hotels. I was trying to make weight while like eating out on the strip and all that. I caught fucking COVID. It was literally the worst camp ever, and I still won quite clearly against a good opponent. I mean, I don't really understand what everyone's moaning about, to be fair.
Yeah.
But do you know what? They're just moaning at me because they just don't like me. It's just based on their feelings towards me. It's not based on the fight itself. It's just based on the fact they don't like me. So I'll just take it as a compliment.
Yeah, what's all the hate, man? What did you do to these people?
Do you know what it is, right? It's because I dress flamboyant. I mean, you know, you can put me in there with Boy George and George Michael and how flamboyant and camp I dress, right? I get birds, right? I get babes. I get 10 out of 10 supermodels, strippers, porn stars. I get them all, like, literally, right? And then, and I get in the ring and I fucking bare knuckle fight. I get in the ring and I bang people out. That's why they hate me. They hate me because they can't be me. They hate me because they ain't me.
You got a lot going, man. You got a lot of charisma. You're covered in tattoos. Who does all your tattoos? You got one guy, or you get them all over the place?
My man Pedro, great area tattoos back in Ely, March. Honestly, yeah, he does all my tattoos. Sick geezer. I love it. And when I go back, I'll be getting more. I've got quite a thing for face tattoos at the minute, but I got stitches in that last fight. I got like where my where is it? Oh, the other side. Sorry, the other side. I got them scissors, so I had stitches. I've took the stitches out myself with nail clippers. Then I got a tattoo of my first cut.
Nice.
In America, so it's a nice little memento.
There you go. A little memory to take home.
Yeah.
What's up with your beef with Jim Ehlers? Did I say that right?
Do you know what?
You know what? He's got a pretty decent career. Like he was like 14-4 in MMA. He was 4-0 up until he fought Palomino.
10-4 at Connect 4. He worked 2-0 at Get Who. Who gives a fuck? Do you know what I mean? He got dusted in 20 seconds in his last fight, right?
Yeah.
And he's
40.
Talking shit at me, right? And I'm just like, mate, fucking, you've just been dusted, mate. You literally didn't even throw a punch. You just trained for 10 weeks to get in the ring and get knocked the fuck out, right? So, do you know what? The more I think about that fight, the less I'm interested in it, because he's a fucking nobody, really. He just got banged out. Like it went like he just had a memorable fucking fight for the world title. He just got dusted in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimbo, see you later. I don't want to talk to you again. Go win a couple of fights and then come back and we'll talk. Because at the minute, mate, I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't care who the fuck you are.
Jesus, man. So you could stay busy for the next year as long as you get in there and you don't get injured.
I'll stay busy every week.
Yeah.
Just pop them in. I'll go over to Miami. I'll hand everyone their ass. Fine.
So you are represented by the Smith Brothers Combat Sports, right? Mm-hmm. Good guys. They seem to be really good dudes, and they got a hell of a camp full of fighters, man.
Honestly, like like I've just it just looked after me so good. And I'll be honest, I've got like PTSD against pro fight management because I've been really quite badly mistreated in the past by promoters and everything else. So I'm a little bit got my guard up, but like Kev reached out to me from Smith Bros Management about 2 years ago, and you know what, we just instantly got on, and it was an easy decision for me to come over because we've been speaking for so long. We half knew each other anyway, and then literally he just can't do enough to help me. He's been ringing me every day. Like I'm sweet here in this apartment in Vegas, living the dream, and he's ringing me up, making sure I'm alright, can he do anything for me. I can't ask for any more than that. Do you know what I mean? That's all I want. That's all I've ever wanted, is to be respected, and that's what I get.
Getting some good sponsors too, right? You got you got a CBD, you got a cannabis sponsor, correct?
Yeah, I've got Veteran Farms, I've got NutriFit, Champion Cider, Future Kind. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, some serious stuff. Yeah, and I'm just, I'm blessed. Like I say, I'm living the dream out here. I'm the Englishman in Las Vegas, training, getting to fight bare knuckle in America. I'm a happy man, really.
Now, I would be wrong if I didn't ask you this question, right? So the people that are going to Google Tyler Goodjohn that don't know who you are, they're going to see a couple articles and they're going to see porn star turned bare knuckle boxer. Yeah. Now, I gotta ask: were you actually a porn? Like, you had an OnlyFans, but that doesn't make you a porn star, right? Like,
people have obviously blown it up to be something that, I mean, to be honest, I like, so how I got into it. I mean, a little plug. I've got a documentary out at the minute. I don't know if you've seen it, called YouTube.
Amazing, actually.
The girl that was in that, my ex-girlfriend, was a well-known porn star from the UK who performed in America and stuff like that. And I just sort of got in it through her. Like 6 months ago, I wasn't getting offered the money that I wanted to fight in the UK. So I was like, do you know what? I ain't gonna keep risking my life for nothing. And I thought, do you know what? I'm gonna go into porn. And I got a lot of hype around me and stuff like that. A lot of people contacting me. Me and my ex then split up. I started doing scenes with girls and stuff like that, and yeah, it just sort of went from there. Obviously, it's took the back seat now where I'm fighting again, but actually, we're once I'm like fully based out here, there's so many performers out in Vegas that I want to work with that I'm fully on board with doing it properly. Like I say, I'm not going to sit here and go, I'm a porn star. It's what people have made me out to be, because that's what. But I probably will be a porn star, I suppose.
Yeah, if you weren't boxing, you'd probably be dabbling in that.
Like, let's face it, a fight career, like you have to concentrate 110% on your fights, and if you don't, you're going to get battered. So I would be ridiculous if I was to just think, oh, I'll go do the porn and forget all about the fighting. Nah, fighting comes first, and will always come first.
Yeah, man. Well, that's a pretty fucking interesting life you got there, I got to tell you, man.
Honestly, and that is only like a third of it.
Yeah, I bet you've been getting into some crazy shit out in Vegas.
Oh, mate, my life's just, to be honest, my life's calmed down a little bit since I've been in Vegas, to be fair. I've actually, it was more back home and, But I'm living a good life out here. Like I say, I'm doing what I'm doing. Like I'm just going from different gyms, sparring. Like, look, I'm 29. I've been doing boxing like 20 years now, but you never stop learning, and I love that. I love going to gyms and picking up new things from new fighters, just learning. And again, this, even with bare knuckle FC, because it's slightly different where you can clinch and punch. Obviously, I need to learn how to get out of clinches, how to get into clinches. So again, I love the fact that I've got to learn something new.
Now, would you ever consider MMA?
Do you know what? I would, because I respect it so much, and actually, like I say, I've been watching it a lot lately. I'd love to be able to do it, but at 29 and after all the stand-up I've done, it's just to get to the level of the ground game where I want to be, which is, I think.
Yeah, and you're training with Christine, and she's came from MMA. So, like, if you ever want, have you done any jiu-jitsu or anything like that? Any grappling?
I've literally just boxing,
Box,
amateur and pro. But like, do you know what? I think as well, like, I think bare knuckle fighting championship is going to be the sport in a couple of years anyway. I think it is. I just think it's got everything. So,
I was explaining it to somebody yesterday that is familiar with mixed martial arts and they're familiar with boxing, and they weren't quite sure what BKFC was. And I'm like, it's bare knuckle boxing, bare knuckle fighting championship. It came around about 2 years ago, and if you asked me, the biggest organizations in combat sports right now, it would be UFC number 1, Bellator probably number 2. I would say BKFC's number 3 right now. And and traditional boxing is like dying on a vine, man.
They've tripled their audience in COVID. You know what I mean? They've tripled, and that's in COVID. Honestly, and I don't mean this because obviously I'm with the company. I'm not trying to advertise for them or anything. I went to the Miami show as a fan, and I was just like, "Whoa, this is different. This is different." Like the energy, just the fights, just everything. It was just as a fight fan, I was just taken in by it, and I went up to Dave and just shook his hand afterwards and went, "This is different level, you know."
Well, I tell everybody, watch one show and you're going to be hooked.
Yeah.
And that's a fact. Now, before I let you get out of here, I got to tell you, this is the first time I've talked to an import, and it's also the first time I've ever talked to somebody from a bathtub. So this is pretty interesting, my friend. And, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to ask you one last question before I hit the speed round. How many fights realistically do you see yourself in before you get a title shot? You think 1, maybe 2 fights?
I'll be honest, I don't think it's down to me. I think it's down to the champion. It's whenever they're willing to fight me. I know that Palomino will fight someone like Malinaji or someone who's got a bigger name, who's coming from, world champion and like just to earn the money. To be honest, I can't really knock him for that, to be fair. So I think it's a matter of biding my time and mate, look, be honest, belts are great, but let's just get good fights. Let's get memorable fights. Let's make a legacy, and let's just have good fights. Basically, that's what everyone wants to see. That I could have a belt strapped around my waist, but be one of the most boring fighters in the world. I'm not about that. I'm the most exciting fighter in the world, and I'll be in the most exciting fights.
Yeah, and like Bruce Lee said, belts are there to keep your pants up, and that's all. All right, brother. Let's do this thing called the speed round. It is something nice and fun, and it's everybody's favorite segment. It is to get to know the fighters. I'm just going to hit you with 10 straight questions. Answer them as quickly and as honestly as you can. Ready?
Yeah.
Number 1. What is the craziest thing you ever did right after a fight?
Well, I remember getting fireman lifted home after a fight in Watford, where I won a title as a professional boxer. I 10 round fight, and I went out afterwards and got fucking so drunk in some club that my mate has had to carry me home. I'm wearing a suit. He's put me in my bed. I fell off the bed, and he's took pictures of me. Yeah, so that was. Yeah, it's quite hard to go out after, especially a 10 round fight. To go out on the piss is it's different. It's hard. It's hard work.
All right, what's your go-to drink when you hit to the bar?
Double Jameson on ice.
Oh man, you don't mess with that proper 12?
Who?
Yeah, maybe you got a scrap there. All right, have you ever had any near-death experiences? Not in a boxing ring.
I've had fucking loads. I've got. I've had.
You got one?
Got attacked with a baseball bat when I was a kid. It's been a mad old life. I mean, again, this is a whole new podcast. I could list stuff off, honestly.
Yeah, I'll stay away from like your upbringing because I don't know, man. You seem like you might have come from a tough one.
It was crazy.
All right, what is the hottest thing you've ever eaten?
Hottest as in spiciest.
Yes. Oh. Or what's her name?
It's a really funny story, right? This is brilliant. So when I was a professional glove boxer, right, I was in a gym, and one of the like role model fighters, right from when I was like 18 and turned pro, was Darren Barker. I don't know if you remember him. Anyway, he won a world title. He beat Daniel Gill. He won a world middleweight title. Great fighter. Anyway, I remember sparring Lee Purdy one day, and our dentist fit we have dentist fit gum shields. So when you put them in, the only way to get it out is to clip it out like that and take it out. So they put our gloves on, wrapped them all up, taped them all up, put my head guard in. Anyway, he's laced my gum shield with, is it like ghost chilies extract?
Yeah, ghost peppers.
All in my gum shield, stuck it in my gum shield like that. I'm rolling about, the canvas is so hot because obviously I can't get it out, my gloves are on. So I'm just rolling about, they're all laughing at me like that.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That was the hottest thing that's ever, I've ever eaten.
Jesus Christ. Dream bare knuckle opponent. Anybody, doesn't have to be in the BKFC, anyone in the world.
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor. There you go. That would be fucking amazing. That'd be amazing for your bank account.
Yeah. I'd like to be a couple of quid behind it.
All right. Favorite breakfast food?
Do you know what? I'm waffles and ice cream man now. I'm out in America.
Waffles and ice cream?
Oh, I love sweet in the morning. It's got. I'm not a fry-up man. I can't deal with that savoury stuff. I'm sugar. Hit me with loads of sugar in the morning and loads of coffee.
Yeah, there you go. In a full-length feature film biopic about you, what actor would play Tyler Goodjohn?
Who's good looking enough for that part? I'd probably have to play it myself, really, wouldn't I? Because, I mean, who's going to fill them shoes? Probably, do you know what, actually? He's a very good actor. He's a good-looking guy. It'd have to probably be like Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy's awesome. He's great in everything he's in, too. All right. What is the wildest thing you've ever seen while you've been in Vegas?
Oh, God, right. So, the first night I was here, I went down Freeman Street, right? I'm on one of them, like, taxi bike things with my friend Shay, right? We're going down there, it's all lovely, got music playing. Anyway, we turned this corner, I kid you not, this guy, I don't know what he was on, he was standing there, whack, chinning himself, whack. And you know when it, like, you can hear it, and you're like, wow. Anyway, I was having a little smoke, so I was a bit high. I was crying with laughter. I was like, God, I was like, bare knuckle fighting championship need to sign this guy up because, wow. Shot. He must have done himself with about an 8-punch combination and didn't even flinch. Fair play.
Jesus Christ. Well, I wonder what the hell was the reason. That's fucking hilarious. All right. Jesus. How long would a boxing match between you and Jake Paul last?
Oh, fucking hell.
35 seconds.
Do you know what? With someone like him, like a big, clumsy oaf, I just like what Mayweather's going to do. It's just going to take the piss out of him. Let him just wear himself out, like he did with Conor McGregor. Really, just let him wear himself out, have a bit of fun, and then just put him away. So whenever he gasses out, I suppose.
Nice. And smoke versus edibles. What's your preference?
I like the edibles high, but there's something about having a smoke. Do you know what I mean? There's just that nice, relaxing vibe of having a smoke. I'll have to go with smoking, I think.
All right, I'm a military guy, so I'm gonna pretend I don't know anything about what you're talking about. I'm just gonna take your word for it, all right? And last question, bonus question. I don't know if I was gonna ask you this or not. Are you familiar with the Karate Kid Cobra Kai? The movie. Karate Kid, the movie?
Well, sort of, long time ago.
All right. I usually ask all my guests if they're Team Johnny or Team Daniel-san. You probably don't know, so I'm just gonna say you'd be Team Johnny because Daniel-san's a douche.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna trust your judgment on that.
Trust me, brother.
laughing at me going, I can't believe he's Team Johnny.
All right, man. Before I let you go, I got your Instagram and your documentary name up at the bottom there. Is there anything else that people can catch you on? Follow the Goodjohn, El Tornado.
Just follow me. Well, it depends what you want to see, really, to be fair. If you want to see more of me, go on my Twitter. If you want to see less of me, but or more of the fighting, go on my Instagram, really. It's up to you.
All right, man. Well, this was a real great. Yeah, this is a good. This is a treat, my friend. Enjoy your time in Vegas. I hear you're heading home back to England pretty soon, right?
Well,
see some family.
That's the plan, but then I've heard off my family and that the UK is going back in full lockdown, so I don't think they're going to get any flights. So I will probably be stuck here. I probably won't never leave now. I'm an illegal alien.
All right, man.
I don't know. I hope to get back, and just because I want to spend time with my trainer and stuff like that. There's, and like it's been a long time about my trainer and that, and we spoke and things like that. But it's just not the same. Do you know what I mean? So.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on. If you ever want to come back, if you got a fight coming up, we'll talk again. Say hello to the Smith brothers for me.
Call me up. I'll be washing my hair or washing something. I'm sure.
All right. All right, man. You have a good night. Thank you so much.
Nice one, man.
Have a good one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Tyler Goodjohn, English bare knuckle boxer, straight from the bathtub in Las Vegas. I got to say, that's a first. I got another guest coming right up, but before I do, I just want to shout out my sponsors real quick. I got Killfoot Clothing, the all veteran-owned, veteran-made clothing line, badass clothes. You know what? I might be actually wearing one of their shirts right now. I am, actually. This is a Killfoot shirt. Check them out. Go to their website. Use the promo code HOHOHO all the way to the end of December. Get 20% off your online purchase. And go see Massage Therafix. Jackie is a wizard. She'll alleviate all your pain. I will put her website at the bottom. Go to holdenhands.com and Massage Therafix and check them out. I promise that they will not fail you. And I'm going to go right ahead and welcome in my next guest, another, I don't know if she's going to, let's just see if she's in a bathtub. Oh, no, she's not.
No, I wish I was in a bathtub now, though I didn't know that was an option.
Oh, man. Hello, Logan Weaver. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Nice to talk to you. Thank you for coming on after that interesting conversation with Tyler.
I don't know how I follow that. I feel like this is going to be so boring now.
No, that's great. Like I said, right before I started talking to him, I was like, holy shit, I didn't even realize that this is my first like all international my all international episode. I got the English bare knuckle boxer, and the Canadian MMA fighter, Logan Weaver. Mm-hmm. So how are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
I'm good. So for everyone that's watching, this is Logan the Law Weaver. She is a fighter out of Canada, Kingston, Ontario, correct?
Yeah, that's right. The Limestone City.
Yeah. How is it up there right now? Is it freezing cold like it is here?
It's not, and you guys probably have more snow than we do, actually. So.
Oh, really? Yeah, where I'm at, we got about a foot, so.
Yeah, we have nothing. We have absolutely nothing. It's going to be green for Christmas, and I'm really pissed about it.
Wow. That is, you know what? We all think of Canada, and we think of the Great White North, so you just disappointed everybody. Thanks a lot for that.
I know, and we don't all live in igloos either, so.
Yeah. So Logan is 1-0 in her amateur career right now, trying to make a name for herself in a pandemic year, which is definitely a challenge, I would imagine. Mm-hmm. You have an interesting mixed martial. You have an interesting background. You don't talk to too many people with a third-degree black belt in the 5 animal style Shaolin Kung Fu. That kind of blew my mind. And you're also a black belt in Goju Karate. Karate, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
people are always shocked to hear that, especially when you transition to MMA from a traditional background. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're at such a disadvantage because you don't have any wrestling or boxing or anything like that." But quite frankly, it's worked pretty well for me, and I can't really complain yet. So
Well, you know what? And in your first fight against what was her name? Angela Maglio. Is that how you say?
Maglio,
Maglio.
Maglio, yeah,
When I watched
yeah.
that fight, you would think that you had a wrestling background. It was like you were shooting double legs and you were pretty good on the ground grappling and defending submissions and stuff. So I was just like, what are they teaching them in those five animal styles? You know?
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that actually translates pretty well, which is nice. But yeah, the wrestling I think surprises a lot of people, and they don't expect it from me, which is nice. I always like to throw my opponent and sparring partner off, so that's always fun.
That's awesome. The more violent, the better, you know? Um,
Exactly.
so, what got you into fighting?
It's something that I always wanted to do. When I was like 11 or 12, I think, the UFC started to become really popular. And it was something that I'd watched. I was like a huge fan of Chuck Liddell, like from the beginning, and I used to watch it all the time. And then I was really hoping to start to get into it, and then life happened. But now I have the opportunity to do it. So really, it's just been like a lifelong dream that I actually get to live out. I'm pretty stoked about because not many people get to say that they ever get to live out a lifelong dream. So
Hell yeah. And you're doing, you got quite a full plate, you know, working. You're a single, you have a daughter, 9-year-old daughter, right? I have a 9-year-old son and a
10,
6-year-old son.
10, but
10?
yeah,
Oh, she's 10 now?
yeah,
Is she do martial
yeah.
arts as well?
She sure does. Yep. So she also has a background in kung fu, but now does Muay Thai and Jiu Jitsu just like I do, and hopes to fight. So
Wow, that's cool. You know, I was a fan from the beginning as well. So I don't know, like I think I'm a little older than you, but I started at UFC 1, and by the time Chuck was making his name there, I was completely obsessed with this sport. So I'm a diehard like you. That's cool.
yeah, yeah, you got to watch it every weekend, and you got to know who's who's. It's a lot of
You
fun. I
know,
love it.
and in a year like this with all kinds of restrictions, which sucks for like the smaller shows and whatnot. At least we did have the almighty freaking Dana White pushing out product every weekend for us to watch, so we get our fix. You know what I mean? So not a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
sports are
crazy
doing
what he
that.
was able to do.
Crazy.
No,
Now,
not at
when you
all. And I mean,
oh god, are you there?
yep, sorry.
All right, yeah, you
It's
froze for
that
a
bad
second.
Canadian internet.
Oh boy. Now, tell me, when you got your first fight with Cage Wars, is it true that you got it on short notice, or did you get a full camp for that?
Oh my God, no. So it was super short notice. I found out and was asked to take the fight on the 4th of January for a January 31st fight. So I had like
Oh wow.
3.5 weeks to like make weight and get ready, and it was insane.
And did you know
But
anything about her at the time? And were you familiar with the fighter?
no, not at all. So I had some friends who did some Facebook creeping, and found out that in November she had been promoted to blue belt, um, which threw me off for like a day because the fight was sold as her being like a no stripe or a one stripe white belt, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, so like close to my level because I'm way more of a stand up than I am ground person. And then I found out like I want to say it was like a week and a half before my fight that she was actually blue belt, and I
Oh
might
wow.
have had a small stroke.
Yeah. There's
But we made it through.
That's quite a difference between a one stripe white belt and a and a blue belt. You
Yeah.
know, shit. But well, you did fine. Like you defended you defended on the ground. You got the win. Like straight up, you won that fight. That was awesome. How
Yeah,
has
it
your
was great.
training? How has since then, like pandemic wise, like how's the gym? How's your training? Are you still ultra focused on? Are you ready for as soon as the pandemic restrictions lift? As soon as that fight is offered, are you down for it?
I am, if I have notice. That's
Yeah,
more than
yeah,
3.5 weeks this time.
yeah.
Yeah, I would love to. I switched gyms in the middle. Well, I wouldn't say the middle of the pandemic, but about mid-August. I switched gyms, and it's made a huge difference. The ability for us to work through pandemic loopholes to be able to still train fighters has been unreal. And just the level of instruction and the level of people that I train with is so much higher than where I was. So yeah, I mean, I'd have to drop my Christmas weight probably, but yeah, I would say that I would feel more ready now, even after the pandemic, to fight than I did in January.
Hell yeah. Well, we got the one Ben Field in the comments here. Says, "Hey Logan, don't tell anybody, but dot dot dot."
Oh no, you
Ooh.
can't bring that up when I'm on a show. I'm gonna lose it.
Oh man, you got a lot of fans here, Logan. You're like, the difference between Logan Weaver and Tyler Goodjohn, other than him being in a bathtub and a bare knuckle fighter, and you being a female fully dressed, you have a bunch of love in the comment section, and he gets people that want to fight him in the comment section.
Well, to be fair, he's been around a lot longer, but so I'm sure someday I'll be popular enough to have people hate me. It's a goal, really.
Yeah, you know what? All the greats get all the hate. You know what I mean? You got the Connor and the Floyds and John Joneses of the world. People wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire.
Exactly. But I do appreciate the love. It's huge. And it's from a lot of people that I met at Cage Wars and through other people from Cage Wars. So I'm just so grateful to it, honestly. Sounds super like Canadian and nice of me, but I do. I really appreciate it because I mean, even people like Tyler Goodjohn or Conor McGregor, if they didn't have fans when they were where I am, they wouldn't be where they are. So it's huge. It's huge to me and it means a lot.
Now, let's be honest. You could tell me the truth now, Logan. Are you
Yeah.
really as nice as you appear, or are you a closet like serial killer?
I think that depends on who you ask. I would say that some of the people in my job that have to go against me in the courtroom would probably say that I'm an absolute psychopath and I steamroll people. But I try to be as nice as I come across on a daily basis. So I guess it just depends.
So
Unless
you
you're crossing me
approach.
in the ring too, then I'm going to kill you.
So no. So you approach the court. Excuse me. You approach the courtroom the exact same way you'd approach an opponent in the cage. So you
Oh,
see red
absolutely.
and you're out for blood.
Absolutely. I'm there for
That's
one
awesome.
reason and one reason only.
Yeah. If you ate first, you last. Um. All right. Let me see. What do we got here? What do you have other than at Mama Weave's Instagram? How do people follow and become a major, big time Logan Weaver fan? Other than stalking you on Facebook like I did.
Well, I mean, I always welcome a good Facebook stalk here and there. But I am in the process. Once I get back on social media, I've taken a bit of a break. I'm
Hmm.
almost done that. For anybody who's wondering why you don't see crazy memes and like me arguing with a bunch of people online, I'm in the process of making a actual fighter page for my Facebook. That way, a lot of the people who want to follow me for fighting can do that, and they don't necessarily have to follow my personal Facebook. But other than that, it's just that and Instagram. I've never been on Twitter, and I don't plan on it. I mean, I guess you could add me on Snapchat if you really want to, but I don't know how exciting that is for anybody.
Right. Now, would you go? Now, say the pandemic restrictions lift and Cage Wars doesn't have a fight available. Is there any other organizations around that you're looking at, testing the waters to see if you can find a fight wherever you can get one?
Yeah, so there's a couple around me. There's the Victory Promotions in Watertown. That's only about a 45-minute drive across the border from where I live. And I've been to a couple of their shows, and they've been pretty good. I'm pretty much open to whatever, as long as it's not super sketchy in the back of a warehouse like someone tried to promote me for. I'll pretty much do it. But if it's got a murdery vibe, yeah, like, you know, if I go in there, look at it, and think I'm probably going to get murdered, then I'm probably not going to do it. But
somebody is really admiring your painting behind you.
Oh, thanks. Oh, God, I don't know which way to move my head.
Yeah, the Bove MMA Roundhouse says, nice painting, Logan. And then another user here, I don't know who they are because they didn't grant me permission to see their name for some reason. But it says, I keep staring at it. I love it. Might have to ask her about it. I don't know who's writing that.
Oh, well, thank you. My mom
focus,
bought it
people,
for me.
focus. So I got to tell you, I have to tell you that I spent some time in Watertown.
Okay.
I mobed out of Fort Drum, New York one time.
Oh, okay.
And we reported to Fort Drum, I want to say like the last week of January. And we spent about a month there, and it snowed every single damn day. And there was 8-foot tall snowdrifts on the side of every road. And we were doing like range exercises, night fire, out in like negative 30-degree weather. And I got to tell you, I have a certain level of hate for Watertown, New York. It's just a weird coincidence.
Honestly, I don't know what you're complaining about. That's like pretty standard for us here. So
I don't know how you do it, man. That is crazy. I think I saw more snowmobiles around town than cars while I was up there.
Honestly, that sounds about par for the course for Watertown and Fort Drum.
And then you know what though? I gotta tell you, there was a Irish pub called Mix Irish Pub or Mix Tavern or something like that, which was one of like the most badass Irish pubs I ever went to. And then I went to some like little ghetto ass nightclub up in Watertown, New York, and this is back in 2003. Every kid in there was dressed like they were in a P. Diddy Mace video circa 1997.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They were all rocking flashy colors and big watches like it was a Mo Money Mo Problems video.
It's like Kingston, to be quite honest.
Oh, really?
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah, there's like one real nightclub, and oh yeah, it's special. It's not like Vegas.
Yeah, it's not like Vegas. You know, I could tell, you know, you're not in a bathtub right now smoking a joint. What are you doing for Christmas?
I wish I had that.
You wish you had that what?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
For Christmas, it's just spending with my family. We're about to be on lockdown. So starting Boxing Day, we're back on lockdown, and we can only spend time with our own household. But since it's just my daughter and I, we can join one other household. So my parents and my siblings get to be stuck with us for the next 14 days on lockdown.
Yeah, there you go. Well, stay safe, stay COVID free. You don't want to be catching that damn thing. Hopefully it'll all be gone
Oh
soon
my
and we'll
gosh,
be all
no.
back to normal. Do you want to do a speed round with me?
I
Everybody's
will
favorite segment.
absolutely do a speed round with you. It sounds
All
so
right.
fun.
This is the 10-question speed round with the one Logan the Law Weaver out of Ontario, Canada, the Great White North that is more green than where I live. And we will start off with number one. Who is your favorite fighter of all time, both male and female? Who are they?
Chuck Liddell, Ronda Rousey.
Chuck Liddell and Ronda Rousey? Well, Ronda, I would imagine like most up-and-coming female MMA fighters look at her like the queen. So,
Oh, you
on
have to.
yeah. Oh, this is a question that I really wanted to ask because I got kids and you got a kid. On a busy night, we have the busiest lives ever. What is your go-to quick meal for you and your daughter?
I usually, if it's super busy, order skip the dishes. And for my daughter, that's a foot-long turkey sub with a bunch of green on it. And then for me, it's some form of Thai food.
Nice.
She
We
gets an
are.
order to the gym.
Oh, really? She's sitting on the
Yeah.
sidelines watching her mom train. Life of
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
fighter's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm a big breakfast for dinner guy. Like if we're tight on time, scrambled eggs and bacon and toast is going on the table, and everyone's gonna like it or not.
Yeah. That's always a hit. It's always a hit.
Hell yeah! What's the last book you read?
I just finished 2 this week. So I just finished Michael Cohen's book about being the personal attorney for President Trump. And I also just finished a Michael Connolly book. It's called The Law of Innocence. It's a fiction book based on the character that Matthew McConaughey plays in The Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh, cool! That's awesome. I got to tell you that I asked you that question for the entertainment of all the people watching because I think I've read 2 books since freshman year of high school. So
Oh my gosh, I read like a book a week.
it's incredible. You would get along with my wife well. Do you believe in any of the following? Ghosts.
No,
Ghosts? Aliens. Sasquatch?
no,
Yeti?
maybe.
Yeah.
Aren't Sasquatch and Yeti the same thing?
No, Sasquatch is Bigfoot. Yeti's the abominable snowman.
Oh,
Jeez, haven't you
maybe
seen
the
Rudolph?
last 2. Well, yeah, but he just needs his tooth pulled. That means he's super nice.
Uh,
Yeah, no, I would say no to ghosts and no to aliens, but my kid would argue with me on that one.
I would argue with that too, because how can there not be aliens? I don't know about the ghost thing, but the aliens, I'm all about those aliens. All right, here's an interesting question. I don't know if you'll have an answer for this one. You're booked to do a tag team match at WWE WrestleMania. All right, you have the choice of any tag team partner. Who you taking?
Anybody, period?
Anybody, period.
Okay, so I know like 3 wrestlers total. So, I guess I don't know, Alexa Bliss.
Oh, you know
I
that
don't know
Ronda
if that's-
Rousey.
Yeah, but does she really count? She was there for like 4.5 seconds.
What about Bret? What about Bret the Hitman Hart? He's from Canada. It could be a mixed
True.
gender match, yeah.
Could go there.
All
I
right,
guess. Then I'd probably just pick John Cena because I'm in love with him.
You're in love with All right, what is a unique talent that you have that most people would be surprised about? You're a freestyle rapper?
I played the piano for a really long time.
Really? Did you sing too?
No, oh my god, I wish, but no. I played the piano for a really long time. I actually, no. Well, I did actually. I used to sing, but not because I'm good at it, just because I like attention. I actually got up to my grade 7 conservative grading in piano.
Holy cow. Well, I joined the school band in middle school to get a. There used to be this amusement park called Riverside in Massachusetts, and me and my buddy Joel found out that the school band was going to go on a free trip to Riverside at the end of the semester. So me and Joel joined the band, and I was kicked out promptly after the first recital because one, I didn't care, and two, I ruined the recital. True story.
Fair.
All right. All right. What is your favorite Christmas movie? I think I lost you.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah. Did you pull like a 21 Jump Street and like run through the gong?
Oh, no, no. What I would do is, so me and
Ooh.
Joel joined shortly
I would
before the recital.
say either
Oh,
Holiday Inn. Oh, am I back?
yeah, you're back. You got that Canadian,
Friggin' Canadian
yeah,
internet,
you
I
got that
swear.
Canadian internet. I swear to God.
Christmas movie would be.
I lost you again for crying out loud. Cage Wars, get this girl some internet.
I know.
Oh, boy. What was your movie?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so
It,
sorry.
it's okay.
Are we
You know,
back?
shit happens. Yeah, you're back. You're back. Let's
Oh, my
rattle through
movie
these real.
was Christmas Vacation or Holiday Inn.
I don't know what Holiday Inn is. What's that? Oh boy.
How dare you?
All right, let's move on to the next one before your internet really kills us here. Beer, whiskey, wine, or other. Hello.
All of the above?
Yeah, hell yeah. Did you drink all of those at the after party with Ben Field?
Oh my God, did it do it again? Oh my
Uh,
God. I might have.
yeah.
It might have been an aggressive after party with
I hear I
Benfield.
hear really good things about that. All right, let's go to 9. Favorite music genre, favorite artist from that genre. Come on, Logan.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Ooh. This is a really hard one. I listen to everything. Um, so I don't know. I don't know what my favorite. But trying to pick a favorite artist is like way too hard.
I would think that with a Shaolin Kung Fu background, you would be a Wu-Tang Clan fan, and Method Man or Raekwon would be your go-to.
Can't argue with those. Those are solid picks.
And my last question before I let you go for the evening is my go-to question for all my guests in the Karate Kid
Yeah.
Cobra Kai saga. Are you Team Johnny or are you Team Daniel-san? What you got?
Oh my God, this is so hard because in the movie I was so Team Daniel, but now from watching Cobra Kai, I am so Team Johnny because Danny is a little bitch boy and it drives me crazy.
Yeah. He is. They made him. He grew up into an absolute tool bag. That's for sure. And
He sucks.
he does suck. Yeah. And the hey, season 3's coming out January 8th. Look forward to that, man.
Can't wait.
All right. Well, Miss Logan Weaver, Instagram Mama Weaves, Facebook Logan Weaver, no Twitter. Don't bother with her Snapchat because she says you won't be impressed. I look forward to speaking to you again. I can't wait to get you back, see you back in the cage again. Hopefully it's soon. Do you have any shout outs you want to do before I let you go on your way?
I do. I have a couple. So I have to thank my 2 sponsors, Spearhead Brewery in Kingston. If you're in the Kingston area, for anybody who's listening, on my neck of the woods, they are in LCBOs, really good. And my other sponsor is Awesome and Beyond Custom Printing. So they're fully online custom printing. You order your stuff, they can ship it out right to you. We're actually working together on a line of the Law merchandise, which I'm really excited to jump into, probably more in the new year. We're going to have t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, and then you can make custom designs with either the logo that they're making for me or just my signature. And then I just wanted to give a shout out to Loyalist Martial Arts Academy in Belleville, Ontario, where I train, and everybody I train there, and all the instructors and my coaches and all my sparring partners. So I got to say thank you to them.
Awesome. Well, they're going to have a champion soon, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, hell yeah. So good luck to you. Hopefully the pandemic restrictions come off and you're a very busy girl and a busy woman in 2021.
Hopefully. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming on. Great talking to you. And we'll see you again.
Thanks so much for having me. I can't wait to come back.
All right. Bye-bye. That was Logan Weaver. She's a real sweetheart. What a show, huh, guys? Another good one here. We had the English bare knuckle animal himself sitting in a bathtub in Las Vegas, chatting it up with a chat room full of enemies, followed by Canadian sweetheart herself. Sweet on the outside, killer on the inside, obviously. She'll take you out. That was a great night. I want to say it is Christmas time. Everybody, cherish your time with your family right now. The pandemic does suck, and it does limit the amount of stuff we can do with our immediate families. But you know what? Look at the bright side. You're spending really quality time with the people you love, and just do it in a nice, safe way. Enjoy your Christmas. And I am not done for the year. I got Smiling Sam Alvey next Wednesday, and I will have a veteran back on that show. It won't be me. I was the veteran presence tonight, obviously, as you can see, because we had a pretty packed show. So next week, I will have a veteran back on. I will have Sam Alvey. It'll be the final show of the year. We'll do some, fight of the year, fighter of the year picks. And we'll have a good time with that. Merry Christmas, and I will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Mission accomplished.